This month on Images, we'll toss our hats in the air with the graduating class of 2016. Honor this year's outstanding graduates and overall outstanding faculty member, and combine two classes into one experience with learning communities. All of that and more on this edition of Images. Welcome to Images. I'm your host, Rio Almaria, admissions representative at College of DuPage. Our program is a great way to stay connected with everything happening at your community college. Graduation is a time of celebration, to honor achievement and look forward to the future. Students completing their studies to earn a degree or certificate at College of DuPage celebrate this milestone at the annual commencement ceremony, taking the stage to clench their well-earned diplomas. Join us in congratulating the graduating class of 2016.
Good evening, everyone. I am Deanne Mazzocchi. It is my honor to serve you as the chairman of the Board of Trustees for the College of DuPage. And on behalf of the board, I welcome you to our 49th annual commencement. Frequently, we are asked, who is a typical COD student? And the answer is, there isn't one. You are all individuals, and you're each on your own unique path. And we're glad that the college has provided you with an opportunity to customize your education to match your hopes, your desires, and your dreams.
The two students selected to represent the class of 2016 as the outstanding graduates are Diane Holinsky of Downers Grove and Anna Pliego of Wheaton. Congratulations to both of you.
COD is the third college that I have attended, but it is the first where I actually feel home. Home. Now that's a nice, positive label. I stand before you today as we prepare to stick on a unique label, college graduate. However, in order to be here, I had to deal with one more stubborn label, being shy. It had to go. With many thanks and gratitude to Lauren Morgan, tonight I am able to peel that label off and overcome my fear of public speaking. Of course, I also have a podium to hide behind in case you decide to throw things. All of us here tonight and those who have gone before us know it is truly the College of Dreams. As new alumni, it is our responsibility to share with others how this institution helped you accomplish your dreams. Stick on positive labels like nurse, scientist, mathematician, artist. But most importantly, be proud of your accomplishments and your newest label, College of DuPage graduate. Congratulations, class of 2016.
Decision-making is the hard part about being an adult. The fear that we might make a wrong choice and end up somewhere where we feel we can't turn back. I've learned that life is full of second choices, and that making mistakes is the greatest, most rewarding thing we can do. College of DuPage was not my first choice. It may not have been the path any of us intended to take. We may have planned on attending a 4-year university after high school, or even did attend but had to come back. We may have worked at a job for 10 or 20 years and realized we wanted more. We may have focused on family, or COD may have been our first choice. Whatever the story may be, having College of DuPage in common makes our stories great. And our stories are what make COD the amazing school it is. In such a big world we live in, the best we can do is chase those big dreams of ours. That is why we are all here today. We have achieved something that's worth recognizing. We have worked hard to get here. And I know that COD has given us the tools and great experiences to lead us to success. I want to encourage you all to leave fears and limitations and reservations behind. Make mistakes. Let's throw out our highly organized daily planners, or at least put it away once in a while, and let our path take its course. Our dreams might be scary, and they might not work out, but they always lead to the right place. They always lead home. Thank you.
It's my great pleasure to congratulate all of you graduates and to thank all of our guests for joining us on our 49th commencement. Graduates, I hope that you will continue to value the education you have received and the degree or certificate that you have earned here at College of DuPage. We wish you the very best as you proceed down your chosen path. I would also like to thank our full-time and part-time faculty for their participation in tonight's ceremony, and more importantly, for their dedication to our students every day.
Images wishes all of this year's graduates the best of luck in their future endeavors, and we look forward to honoring the achievements of future classes. For more information on all the educational opportunities COD has to offer, visit us on the web at cod.edu. Each year, College of DuPage recognizes 2 graduates whose achievements truly demonstrate determination and success. First, Images gets acquainted with graphic design major Diane Helinsky of Downers Grove.
I came to COD because I already had a degree in photography, but the job I was currently working at was requiring me to do a lot of graphic design work, which I had no experience with. And so I decided that COD would at least allow me to get some experience, at least maybe not doing a full certificate or a degree, but at least enough experience so that I wasn't completely blindsided in my job. And so I came with the intent of taking 1 or 2 classes and stuck around to finish the degree in graphic design. The one thing that is really nice about COD is that the classes, at least in the graphic design department, are very small. I think the most we have is maybe 20 students, 15 to 20 students depending. And so right there, it's very nice because you do get that one-on-one experience with the teachers if you need it. They're always willing to help. And the teachers in the graphic design department are phenomenal. They're probably some of my biggest cheerleaders that I've had since I've been here, especially Brian Blevins. He kind of was the one that I took 2 classes with when I first came back and thought, okay, I'm going to take a few classes. I'm not going to really pursue a certificate or a degree, but Brian, his level of teaching and just the way he approached class and the way he approached students just really motivated me to be more involved on campus, be more involved in the program, and really concentrate on maybe doing a certificate or a degree. Being that I have come from a previous undergrad program and a bachelor's, there were situations where you didn't feel that connected with the teachers and you didn't feel like you could go to them, and especially even after office hours, or outside of office hours, I should say, that you couldn't go to them. But here, everyone has a pretty much open door policy, and it's just incredible that they can be that much of a support system to you that I feel like you can't get at every other institution. I was involved with the AIGA student group, which is the graphic design group here on campus. One of the presidents at the time, she approached me because she had heard I had photography experience, was like, hey, would you like to be our photography leader? And I was like, yeah, all right, fine. But then that morphed into me being elected to be a vice president for the group this year. And it's just been a very eye-opening experience because I've gotten a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't been in the group. But one of the big things I felt that group provided for me, that the whole campus actually provided, was it was an ability for us to kind of form a family, which I don't feel I ever got at any of my other colleges that I attended. And this is the first place where I actually feel home and feel like I have this family behind me supporting me and I'm supporting them. So it was a great opportunity to get involved with. I do have my bachelor's and I don't have the connections with the people that I do here that I do at my other school. I mean, those were more of acquaintances, whereas here, these are lifelong relationships that I've developed either with the professors, with my work colleagues, because I work here on campus, or even the friends that I've made in the graphic design group. I know I'm going to have those connections as I leave COD. I mean, I wouldn't be here without my parents. Both my mom and dad have been a huge support system to me when I did decide to come back to school, because when you're coming back with already a degree, it is a huge financial obligation to choose to come back for another degree, especially if it's not a master's. So they have been extremely helpful and motivating, and I would not be here without them. And then also the teachers in the graphic design department, they have constantly been motivating me to push myself beyond what I thought I was capable of doing. And then my coworkers, they also provide motivation to help me excel in my field. And my boss has just been very supportive and accommodating when I had finals coming up and final projects. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it into work. And so, yeah, everybody here has just been so supportive and welcoming, and I'm gonna miss them when I have to leave. And my biggest advice is don't listen to the labels that COD has been given by other students, because COD is a great community college and it is right in our backyard. I think people take for granted exactly the education and the strength and connections that you can make here, because COD has done a lot to benefit me, and I feel I'm even more prepared now as I re-enter the workforce than I was when I graduated with my 4-year degree.
Wheaton resident and communications major Anna Palago also received the honor of Outstanding Graduate. Images spoke with her, learning about the path she traveled to College of DuPage and her involvement in student life.
I'm originally from Mexico, and I had always wanted to go back. So after high school, I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity for me to start fresh. I went down there to pursue my dream in education and be back with my family, friends, all that sort of stuff. After being there for a year, I realized that, everything that I had dreamed of wasn't really what I wanted anymore. So I decided to come back, and I really didn't know where to start. I spoke to my counselor from high school, and she told me COD is a great place just to, start figuring out what you want. So the first thing that I was involved with was the Latino Ethnic Awareness Association. That's kind of where I started meeting people, and they started talking to me about student life and the Student Leadership Council and all that stuff. I got a job at Student Life, and from there on out, it just has been amazing because I learned more about the Student Leadership Council. I applied for a position and got in, and my advisors have been absolutely amazing, supporting through everything. And then also the people I work with, my boss, she has just been amazing in mentoring me, and I know that I can ask her for anything when I need it. The two most rewarding experiences that I've had, first one being a student worker, especially at the Office of Student Life, because that has just given me an edge in meeting so many great students, finding information about every single club on campus. And then the second greatest experience is definitely the Student Leadership Council. I lead the service committee meetings, so I've gotten the opportunity to work closely with our members, and all the conferences that we went to and leadership opportunities that we've had have just been amazing, and I've seen myself grow through all of that. The quality of teachers has been absolutely amazing. Just teachers are always willing to help you, and they just have so much knowledge that every student should really take advantage of. I love diversity in this college just because it has allowed me to meet people from many ranges of, religion or ethnicity, age also. There have been so many classes where I'm with an older student and you learn so much from them, from their experiences. And also just getting to know everyone gives you a different perspective of life, that it's not just how you think, but, so many people think in so many different ways. And I love finding out that. When I found out I was a standing graduate, I started crying, to be honest, just because I think it's an amazing honor to be able to, represent the school and what the school really is, involvement and growth and learning. I've had amazing teachers, and, I want to be able, by this, I want to be able to thank everybody for, what they've shared with me and how they've helped me through my journey at COD. And now that I'm graduating COD, it's definitely hard to leave everything behind. It's scary. But I'm very excited. I am thinking of going to DePaul or Elmhurst College. I want to go into organizational communication. And then afterwards, I've kind of been thinking about going into law school, but that's not a for sure yet. I'm still thinking about it, so.
Learners of all ages from all backgrounds find their next calling at College of DuPage. For more about what COD has to offer you, visit our website at cod.edu. Coming up next, overall outstanding faculty member Kathy Kabai discusses her commitment to teaching and engaging students as professor and coordinator of COD's Surgical Technology program.
Teaching was always something I really wanted to do. Elementary education, believe it or not, was where I was headed. Taught for a year when I was getting my master's degree in education at an elementary school and just loved little kids. And now here I am teaching college-age students. Before coming to the college, I actually originally went to school to be a physical education teacher and health teacher. Couldn't find a teaching job, so I ended up going back to school to become a nurse. I spent about 25 years in the healthcare field as an operating room nurse when the opportunity came for me to come teach at College of DuPage Surgical Technology. I thought it was a perfect time for me to try and combine my two professions, education with operating room skills and knowledge and that kind of thing, and pull the two degrees together. When I first began, about 15 years ago actually, at College of DuPage, the surgical technology program was taught in a little 4-room classroom over in West Chicago. I found it interesting to try and teach surgical technology where I didn't have a scrub sink, I had very little supplies. Just literally, it was a doctor's office that had been converted into a classroom. I took on a class of 11, and the program now is accepting anywhere between 20 and 30 students. This year we accepted 30. The program has expanded. We now teach central sterile processing, which is a prereq for the surgical technology program. We now offer surgical assisting, which is the final career ladder approach for surgical technologists. We have a perioperative nursing program. We currently now have an anesthesia tech program, and I'm getting ready to create an ophthalmology technology program and an operating room patient care tech program. Teaching's always been a passion of mine. I've always wanted to help students get careers and understand knowledge and skills that will provide them an avenue for the rest of their life. I have to say, I think in my career I've been very fortunate in how it's kind of come about. When I finished my education degree, I couldn't get a teaching job. When I finished my nursing degree in the early 80s, I couldn't find a nursing job. I spent 6 months in a nursing home and then finally received a position in an acute care facility. It just seems like it's been a stroke of luck how things have fallen into my lap. I came on here at COD, originally started in surgical technology, and I've had the opportunity to just grow and expand from there. I've really been very fortunate, and COD has been that final stepping stone for me in my career that I really feel very satisfied and just eager, just can't wait to come to work every day. College of DuPage is my life. It really is. I've put it on the forefront of everything I do. Not that it comes first before my family and my children, but it means a lot to me. It just keeps me going and keeps me happy, and it's just me. It has been very rewarding to be here.
Images would like to congratulate Kathy, one of many high-quality educators inspiring College of DuPage students. At COD, the opportunities for learning and personal growth are endless. Check out what COD has to offer you. Visit cod.edu for more information. Learning communities are unique, innovative learning experiences combining two classes into one. Diverse courses of study are linked by way of a common theme, offering different perspectives on subjects. And the relationships established between students enrolled together in a learning community are beneficial both in the classroom and beyond. With so many ways to make connections with professors, different areas of study, and the community at large, the Two for Experience of Learning Communities courses is a real win-win.
So a learning community is a type of class where instructors combine two classes together, often for the benefit of the students so that they can do some interdisciplinary learning, more enhanced learning of whatever the learning objectives are, because you're really helping students to make connections between often two different subjects or different types of material that's covered in the class.
Learning communities are very good for helping students learn how to look at the big picture of things and how everything is interconnected with each other. It's very good for students in the sense that they get to meet, students and develop friendships, because that cohort really does create a very friendly environment.
For students, it presents this opportunity as well as a challenge, I suppose, that you have to sort of think with two sort of lenses at the same time. It's not just thinking biologically or thinking as an English reader and a writer, but it is sort of trying to combine those two things.
Some of the pairings we've had is criminal justice with our developmental reading, and we've also had English with career development, which is kind of helping people kind of navigate what their career choices are. One of our popular ones is biology and English literature, which really looks at soils and seeds and all of that through literature. And then finally we have our decision class, which is held every presidential year. But a unique part about that one is that there's a service learning component. So students are able to not only learn about American government, but they can also work on a political campaign and then bring those resources back to class. And they learn the art of debate, and they learn how to write about all the things that they've learned within that concept of a presidential election year.
They wanted us to go out and really get to know how this political process worked. So what I did was I volunteered for a political cause and got the experience seeing all of the polling that happens, all of the surveying, all of the dynamic that goes into a political campaign, and that's really cool. And all the speech aspect kind of came in. You got to communicate to do all that, and it's really something that you normally don't do at a daily basis, and it's just a great experience.
So we are here at Klein Creek Farm, which is part of the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County. This is a living history farm that interprets agriculture as it would have been in DuPage County in the 1890s. And I bring the students here from the Learning Community class so that they can understand the start of agriculture, and so that we can look at where we've gone and where we might go in the future.
The class that I'm taking is a combination of environmental biology and environmental ethics. And I like it a lot because I want to study wildlife biology, and just environmental issues in general are very interdisciplinary. Like, they involve economics, ethics, bio, so really to succeed in my path, I feel like I need to be more well-rounded.
I actually enjoy it a lot because it's almost like the whole aspect of a seminar and a combined classes is that now we're also able to bring in the actual world into this classroom. That's not just something we learn in a textbook, that there's actual real applications for it, and this is it.
If you want to understand the real world, you have to step out into it. And that you can't understand the real world if you spend your time just within the four walls of the classroom.
I think that their level of creative and critical thinking is developed at a much higher level in the learning community. I've had a couple of students come back and say it really was a life-changing experience to be in that learning community, and they've carried those experiences with them as they've gone on to other schools and then sometimes out into the job. For students who have a long-term career path, I think that the critical and creative thinking that they develop, those communication skills that they develop, really changes their perspective and really prepares them well for what they're going to do.
Coming up next, the designs of COD's fashion studies students are unveiled with a fusion of color and material, creating an experience that is kaleidoscopic.
Y'all ready?
There's always so much happening at College of DuPage. Be sure to watch Images every month to stay on top of it all. Until next time, I'm Rio Almaria.